Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am bringing you my Easter basket round edition. So I was scouring Pinterest the other day, as I'm sure we all do quite often, and I came across this cute little design and I just thought it was lovely. And so I went onto the lady's blog, who is Diane from DD Stamps, and I cased her little basket. I did use obviously a different colour, and I have used the lovely basket weave dynamic textured impressions embossing folder. Crikey, that's a mouthful, isn't it? But I just thought this was so cute and such an easy project to make, but I'm sure a little girl or a little boy would love to receive one of these at Easter. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's really quick and really quite simple. So this one is the lovely soft sea foam, one of my favourites, and so this one is Petal Pink, another one of my favourites. And you need 4 strips of cardstock that are 5.5 by 3/4 of an inch, so that's 14 centimetres by 2 centimetres. And then you need your basket weave dynamic teeth, and I always spritz my cardstock with water before I emboss it. It just stops it cracking, makes it a little bit more flexible, especially for this project when we're going to be bending it. So I'm literally just going to, in fact I'm going to pop them on here, and then, oops, just from a distance just spritz them. And I do both sides, just a little spritz there. And then obviously they're going to go in my embossing folder. Now I have this one, I did actually do this one as a whole piece of cardstock, and then I just cut it after I'd embossed it. But the cutting isn't as neat. Can't see one at the moment to show you as an example. Maybe here, very, very slightly. Can you see how it almost tore the paper? And so I thought, no, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to do the strips and then just simply pop them in your embossing folder and run them through your Big Shot. And because it's a dynamic embossing folder, you just need your Big Shot platform and your top sandwich, because it's such a thick, detailed embossing folder, which I love. So we're going to run that through, and I'm sorry if you hear any clattering. I have my stamps over to the right here, and I was happily crafting the other day, and all of a sudden the bookmark, the bookend decided that it was going to fall off the top with all my spring summer stamp sets that I always keep them separate, and they all just fell and they all clattered down the corner and behind my desk, and I've been so busy at the moment that I've not actually had a chance to pick them up, which is really bad, but I will do it. This weekend is my plan to clean and tidy up. Okay, so there are our beautiful embossed pieces now. Now if you want to add more dimension to them, you can sponge the edges. Obviously I haven't on this one. You then need a lovely long strip of cardstock that is 7.25 by 1/2 inch, and in centimetres that's 8.5 by 1.5. And then we're going to run our beautiful tear and tape down the centre of it. That's not actually the centre, is it? That's like the top, but it's okay. And then obviously we're going to peel the backing off. And again, if you wanted to sponge this piece, you would do it before you add your tear and tape. And then I'm simply getting one of my embossed pieces, turning it over so the embossed is on the bottom, and I'm just going to line, in fact I'm going to spin this around because it will be easier for me. I'm going to line this up with the top and the corner of that strip. Okay, so it's just literally top and corner together. Then the next one is going to go on with just a slight gap. Now I'm not measuring this gap, just continue with all 4. I'm not measuring this gap, I am just eyeballing it. If it suits you better to measure, then obviously feel free. So once you've put all 4 on like this, you're then going to grab the first one that you put on, and making sure your embossing stays outside, we're going to fold it round, try and keep that same distance that you've had for the others. Then the next one that you stuck down is going to go round and stick on. Again, try and keep that distance. The third one you stuck on, and then the last one. And you will think to yourself, well, that's not right, but you just need to manipulate your cardstock just slightly, give them a little shift and a little movement, because once you've kind of got everything where you want it to be, you will be able, she says, still fiddling, to join this piece up. So I'm just going to butt that last piece up now with the bit that was left. So that's there, but I can see here that I need to sort these out because they're just not, it's not sitting like a nice shaped basket. So let's just give them a little tug and a little pull and a little push and just get them where I want them. Okay, so that's looking a little better now. We're getting there. There's a slight bend in that one, slight crease. It's gone along one of the embossed lines, but that actually now is better. So if you press very, very gently and squish the top, you will see that you have a crown or your basket. And so with that bottom part now, I just want to punch a 1 3/4 circle to adhere to the bottom. And the reason for that is that if you don't, your basket's going to wobble. Now obviously this does have chocolate eggs in, so it does make it heavier, but you can see, look, it's just not really sturdy enough. So with your punched circle, I'm just going to pop some adhesive on that, and then I'm going to pop it on to where I want it, and then turn it over and then press down on the inside. Just give it a turn around and press all those pieces down, and that will stick. Now you're not going to get all of the circle to stick, if you can see. So you can see some of it here that it doesn't all stick to the bottom, but the idea obviously is that it just gives it that support to sit better. And once you've put your eggs inside, the weight will work anyway. And then we just need to add a handle, and this handle is 5.5 by 1.5 inches. And I'm just going to grab my bone folder because I just want to give it some encouragement of curling slightly, and then back in with my tear and tape, because I find this, other than wet glue, which I don't have time for it to set, this is just going to go across each end on the inside of the handle. And then, oh, here we go, the dogs are going. And then just taking that backing off, and where my join is there for my handle, I'm just going to line this up with the edge of that. So I'm not overlapping it. The edge of my top panel ends here. So I've just put that handle there. And then when you put this one on, if you have a look, so my handle has actually fallen in between two of the slats. So if you follow the slats that you've used across, which is this one, so my handle needs to go in the middle of these two. And again, I've made sure that it's gone all the way down to the bottom of that top strip. And there's my little basket. Isn't she so cute? And then I've just used this beautiful braided linen trim, just grab some scissors, to just tie either end of the handle, which I just think looks so cute. As I said, you can add any decoration you desire. You can add little flowers, you could add butterflies, little Easter chick. I don't actually have mine to hand that I usually use for putting in with my photos, but there's one little bow. And then the last one this side, yeah, you could put a little sentiment on there, you know, Happy Easter or anything you like really. And you could even use these as table favours and just pop some sugared almonds inside if you have a wedding or a party coming up for Easter time. You could quite easily adapt this as little party favours. But those are my little Easter baskets that I cased from the talented Diane of DD Stamps. So thank you, Diane. They are beautiful and they're really simple to make. I hope you like them. Don't forget all the instructions will be over on my blog, as will there be a link to all the products I've used. Hope you have a good day and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!